Hi guys. I haven't been really feeling up to doing much crafting, so I don't have a whole lot to show you, but I came up with an idea and I hope you like it. This might not be for paper crafters out there, but I really enjoy looking at makeup videos, and the one thing, my first love in art was makeup and makeup brushes, and I've been collecting makeup brushes for about 10 years now, and so I thought I was really struggling when I first got started, and I was really frustrated with the applicators that came in the makeup containers, and every time they put it on my face I could never get the same, in the store I could never get the same look when I was at home. So I just started to slowly accumulate brushes, and every time I had my makeup done, I almost wanted the brush more than the makeup itself because it made that big of a difference. So anyways, I'll try to make this fast because I know it can get really boring. But the first brush I have is called, it's a 2R Sable brush by Shu Uemura. They've left the country, but you can still find brushes like this from other lines. But the Shu brushes were one of the best. I am so sorry I didn't buy more before they left. I had no idea they were leaving the country. But you may be able to find a place that has it in inventory. So anyways, if you can see this, see that brush, it's very, 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 very thin. And so what I use this for is I dip it into my dark powders, so I can take a powdered shadow and turn it into a wet liner, and I just run it across the eye that way, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I do the same thing with this brush here. It's from Chanel, it's number 4, but it's not as thin, and so when you apply the color, it's going to be thicker, so you're going to get a more smudged look. Okay, the next brush I have for eyeliner is MAC 266. It has a contour on it. Can you see that? And so that's also very helpful. You can use it wet or dry. I don't recommend using this on wet eyeliner where they come in pots, but I do recommend getting this brush wet and wiping it into your dry powders and then turning it into a nice eyeliner, or you could apply it dry as well. Very nice. This is one of the best ones I have. I always prefer contour over straight. Here's another brush I got from NARS. I came to NARS later in life and fell in love with the colors. I think they weren't really around until I started seeing them at Nordstrom's. Then started falling in love with the NARS line. So anyways, this is brush 15. It's short and stubby, it's very thick. It's very good if you want to have a very smudged look around your eyeliner area. Okay, the last brush I have is called the Flat Eyeliner. I got it from Laura Mercier, but I use it with my Bobbi Brown wet eyeliner pots. And you just lightly dip it in the pot and then use up and down movements across the edge of the lid, right up next to the lashes. It took me 3 or 4 times before I got it right. I was really frustrated. I didn't use it for a long time after I first got it. When I went back to it, I practiced more, fell in love with it, and I think you'll enjoy it too. You need a steady hand and you need good practice, but it's gorgeous. Each and every one of those brushes will give you a slightly different look. Obviously you don't need all of them. You can just pick one or none. You can use an eye pencil for eyeliner. I just happen to really, really enjoy expressing my artistic creativity with makeup and brushes. So that's just my personal preference. Here's the next size brushes that I have. These are the brushes I use for my lid. This is a NARS brush. It's number 4. And when I have very light colors and I want to really pile on the light colors on my lid, I will use this brush, and with the contoured edge it really gives me a lot of control because of the eye being contoured. It's great to have a contoured brush. I also have a flat tip brush. This is by Bobbi Brown. I've got the long handle. It's a pleasure to use. Love the warm feel of the wood. The bristles are very soft. These are all animal hair. I think you can get a kit, a starter kit for $200, and it's totally worth it because If you buy each brush separately, it costs a lot more. So again, if I have a light powder and I need to pat it into my lid to really get that color to show, then this is one of the brushes I use, and I have a lot of good results with that. But I do prefer the contour brush. Here I've got two smudge brushes. If I'm doing a smoky eye look and I want to get a nice bit of color here in the corner, I'll use this brush. It's by Trish McEvoy and it's number 6 Deep Eye Contour. So it's very soft and it's a very luxurious brush. More expensive than this brush from MAC. The MAC brush is made out of goat hair. I think all the white brushes from MAC are made out of goat hair. It does the same job. It's a cheaper brush. It's not as soft and it's not as pliable, but it will still do the job. And so whenever you need to smudge in getting a smoky eye look, either one of these brushes will do the job. This is just my favorite one because it just feels so soft and silky, and it's a very luxurious feeling when you're doing that on the skin. Okay, so here's a few more brushes that I have. I'm just trying to take them in order of size. So I have this Shu Uemura brush. It's a very long, soft tip. It's Kolinsky hair. It is called 4R, and it's also very, 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 very silky. And I use this if I want to use some contouring color right there in the I don't know what you guys call this, the area where your eye is on the top of the lid, I guess I'll call it that. And so it's, because it's soft, it won't grab a lot of product. And if you want just a very, very, very subtle bit, let's say you're doing like a white color here, and you want a very subtle brown. I think Jennifer Lopez has that look sometimes. This is a wonderful brush because it doesn't grab a lot of product, and it'll just swipe right through the crease of your lid. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. They are not around in this country anymore. Somebody might be able to, you might be able to find inventory in stock somewhere. It was one of the best makeup lines I ever was able to get my hands on. Here's another brush I use. It's from Trish McEvoy. All of her handles have this acrylic base to it, and this is a thick, stubby brush. It is called the 23 Angled Crease Contour, and you know, whenever the ladies say this is what you're supposed to use it for, I just ignore it and use it for my own purposes. And I generally like to use it on my lid. If I am in a hurry, it grabs a lot of product, I can sweep it across the lid, I use it for light colors, and it works fantastic. For me, it's too big for the crease. I've got a couple of those, so I go through a lot of makeup, use a lot of different colors throughout the week, and that way I don't have to wash them every day. Here's another brush I have. This is from Bobbi Brown. This is called Eye Contour. You can see it's just like a stipple brush. It's stumpy, it's flat, it's flat, round, and stumpy. And for that purpose, I was finding that the dark colors were just getting too severe when I was going for the smoky eye look. So I used this to smudge out the colors and get a much softer look right in through here. So when I discovered this brush, I was totally excited because it really helps me out with the smoky eye look. Okay, so for the, I have a few other brushes that I apply for the lid. I originally got these for when I wanted to do the crease area, where they always tell you to use the darker color, which is so not the case. You can use dark colors on your lids as well, but in the makeup store, when they're telling you, what do I use this color for, what do I use this color for, usually they're saying, okay, light, you know, then dark, and then, or medium, dark, light, whatever. Just ignore them and do what you want to do. But I first got these three brushes, which are very similar. They're soft and fluffy. I would say medium fluffy. About the same length. This is MAC. This one's MAC. The middle one is NARS, and this is Trish McEvoy at the end. And so I originally got them for this area here, but I find that they were, again, not loose enough, and they were grabbing too much powder for me personally, because I already have a lot of pigmentation in the crease of my lid, and whatever dark colors I was using, it was just grabbing way too much product, and it looked way too heavy. I have deep set eyes, and it was just not giving me the results I was looking for. So I use this if I have a darker color and I want to push it around my lid. I use these brushes for that. Okay, now here's my Miracle brush. I love it so much that I bought 3. Not all at once. If you can, I don't know, I use it for different reasons. I keep saying if you can only buy one brush, this would be it, but this is another one that would be on my top 2. It's from Bobbi Brown, and when I discovered this brush, I was so excited because I finally found a brush that was soft enough for me to put the darker colors in my crease without coming out really heavy and just making me look ridiculous, like that clown look that nobody wants to have. And so when I use darker colors, it doesn't grab a lot of pigments, and sometimes I'll just go like this to get rid of some of it if I feel I grab too much, or those ladies in the store will flick it like this or whatever. But I will use this very soft brush in the crease of my eye. That's one reason I use it for. Or if I've already got a lot of colors on and I just want to blend it. Some people call these blender brushes, where you can just take all the colors. And Bunny's running around, he's just made me laugh. You can take all the colors or a section and just blend things out like that. Sometimes if I want to, I have a really large, my eye, there's a lot of room in this space between the crease and the brow. So if I want to put a sweep of a highlighter in here, I can do that. If I want to do an all over color as a base, I can do that. This is my absolute favorite brush. When I found it, I was just so excited. I highly recommend it. It just says Eye Blender. It's Eye Blender brush. Okay, so I know you guys are probably getting bored, so I'm going to try to speed up. Next thing I'll do is blush brushes. And I've discovered so many different ways to put on blush. The first blush brush I ever bought was this one here. It's from Schuh. It's called 14H. It has a contour. I love that. I wanted the contour because I felt that my first brush that I bought from Chanel was just so too diffuse for me. And it just looked like I felt like a clown with this brush. I use it when my other brushes are dirty and I need something, and I hate this brush, to tell you the truth. It's just way too diffuse, and I'm not getting the look that I want. So I prefer to use it perhaps as a all-over face powder brush or a bronzer brush, something like that. This one is great because of the angle. Sorry, I'm sideways, so you can get this picture this way, the way we've got the camera set up. But I like this brush because it has a contour, and it can give, when you sweep it across the cheekbone this way, it gives you sort of like, I've been out in the sun for the day and I've got a bit of a sun-kissed glow to my skin, and I just love that when I sweep it across right here. You can also go under the cheekbone with this one, and that's excellent for that purpose as well. Here is another brush that I love from Trish, and it is round and stumpy. I don't know if you can see that. Round and stumpy, also like a stipple brush. Okay, and what I like to use this for is when I want a bright pop of pink right there. Oops, sorry, right there. And so let's just say I've used a very light, soft, very neutral, subtle color that you can barely see. It warms and softens up the skin, and then a little pop of pink right here. And I'll stipple it on. And I have a lot of fun with that. because my skin cannot handle pink all the way through. I tend to need peaches. So I will just stipple a pop of pink right there. The final brush that I have, which I tend to use the most, is a MAC 188. And this brush is really great because it's thinner on top and thicker in the bottom. And so it doesn't grab a lot of product. And I tend to use it in a swirling motion around my skin this way. Or I'm heavier than I used to be. So this brush is particularly helpful if you want to just keep the color right here in a V shape, like a V shape under your eyes, like that. And it tends to draw attention to the eyes, and it kind of helps you appear as though you don't have as full of a cheek. So this is my favorite blush brush right now. I've also got this brush. It was by Shu Uemura. It's goat hair, and they discontinued this before they left the United States. But if you have a suntan and you don't need foundation, you don't need a lot of color, I will use this, and I will just pick some color up and then just sweep it across my cheeks like this. And it just has the lightest touch. So if you want bronzer, or if you have a heavy color and you just want it to go on light, this is the brush I like to go for first. Hold on a sec, I'm not sure if I'm recording, so I gotta check something.